Hiya Lynn, as promised I'm going to do a video on you, okay? And I'm going to name this video Separating the MDF from the yolk, okay? Because that's what it's about, separating the MDF from the yolk. I'm going to show everyone just how much MDF you really are, okay? So first of all, I want to start with saying, you're a liar. You're a barefaced liar. And I sent you an email last week giving you the opportunity to apologise to your constituents. And obviously you haven't, hence the video, okay? Right, guys, let me just explain one thing here now, right? We are fighting the mandatory element of the RSE. Why? Because it's part of a global rollout, okay? That is a fact. Lynn, prove it wrong. You prove that wrong, Lynn. You prove it wrong. You tell your constituents that's a lie. Because I'm telling your constituents to go to the February 2019 RSE draft, and you turn to page 4. And on there it says, if the school chooses to use this education, then to refer to UNESCO. Now let me just read you a little statement from the UNESCO document, okay? Because this is the link right back to the beginning, okay? Let me read it to you. Point 1.3, okay? 1.3 in the UNESCO 2018 document states, the first version of the guidance was published by UNESCO in 2009 in partnership with the joint United Nations Programme on HIV and AIDS, United Nations Population Fund, United Nations Children Fund and the World Health Organization. Since its publication, the guidance has served as evidence-informed educational resource that is globally applicable, easy adaptable to local contents. It's also been used as a tool to advocate for CSE for all children, adolescents and youth as an essential component of quality education in line with their human rights. That's what it says, but like I said, these documents they are not Ronseal and they do not do what they say on the tin, all right? So let's talk about the Welsh Government then. That's the link there, right, to all these derogatory lessons where they want children sexually stimulating from birth, okay? That is the World Health Organization document that came out in 2010, okay? So the 2018 document, as it says there, is beefed up with rights, okay, guys, which includes human rights, children's rights, bodily rights, and sexual rights. Sexual and reproductive rights. I don't know if you're aware of this, guys, but our children have got the same sexual rights as we have. And they want them consenting. They want them to consent. They want them to express pleasure, right? Well, from the age of 5 in one document and from birth in the other document, consent is rape. All right, Lynn, consent is rape. You were saying these documents protect from abuse, okay? So you explain to me how differentiating between a good and bad secret is protecting them from abuse. Because let me just give you a little example. In fact, go to Susie Davis's emails, because I've sent her a video of a 6-year-old consenting to pleasurable sexual activities with her father. Now, she didn't know that was a bad secret. All right. Now, the following week, it could have been her father's surprise birthday party, which would have made him happy, and her mother told her to keep a secret. What's the difference? What's the difference between a good and bad secret, Lynn? You haven't got a Scooby-Doo, okay? These fail to safeguard children, and I am telling you, as a qualified person, whether you choose to listen to or not, I am telling you, they fail to safeguard. Now, let's go back to the Welsh Government, shall we? Yeah? Right. Before we started this campaign, we contacted you. We contacted you lot to find out who was in charge of this education. We got letters back off Kirsty Williams saying that it's been fished out to 5,000 civil servants, and then we knew then, yes, definitely, these guys have got no idea what road we are going down here, right? We've also done a Freedom of Information request, and I also noticed again from your comments on Facebook that you want to send people information then. So let me just explain to the people now the information we've had sent, right? So like I said, guys, right, page 4 of the document, this RSE Draft 2019 says to refer to UNESCO, okay? But that's not what our Freedom of Information request says, all right? So we asked them for the framework that they're using in sexuality lessons. They give us the personal and social education framework. They give us the current sex, relationship and education guidance, which has got that from page 4. And they also give us a health and wellbeing area of learning experience. And they give us a link to Hub. A link to Hub. Well, I can give you a link to the UNESCO document, right? There's no links to UNESCO in there, Lynne, is there? We are not standing for your policy changes. Let's talk about policy changes, guys, shall we? So the 2019 draft says you've got no opt-out provision. Then it goes on to say, oh, you might have an opt-out provision if you apply to the school. By January 2020, they had announced on the news that there was no opt-out provision, right, for us parents. They didn't tell us. They didn't consult in us. They've done 2 online polls and we've said we don't want it. And they're going ahead and doing it anyway, saying that it's based on meaningful relationships. Well, you tell me, Lynne, how is showing pornography to children in schools a meaningful relationship? Facial ejaculation, cartoons, the show, age is no number. You know, come on, Lynne, wake up, boy. Nutella and banana. Kids sexually stimulated in 242 schools in England, all linked to UNESCO, and you've got the cheek to call us liars. I have asked you for a debate over this, and you will not. You will not call me a liar. You will not call the team a liar. You will not discredit us, why, Lynne? Because you can't. You can't. You also said that this was there was an opt-out provision. There was an opt-out provision in this. Then we found a letter you had written to Kirsty Williams. You wrote to her on the 21st of July 2020 after your constituents were on your case, and you said these words. The bill makes no provision for parents to be able to withdraw their children from RVE or RSE. Are you satisfied this is compatible with parents' rights to respect for their religious and philosophical convictions under Article 2, Protocol 1, right to education, and their right to freedom of thought, conscience and religion under Article 9 of the European Convention of Human Rights? You lied. We've caught you out lying. Your documents don't add up. Our documents do. You can't prove us wrong. All you can do is say we are lying. You are saying we are lying when we are proving that we are not. All right? Now, how is a child? Have you seen the dice game that's going on in England, Lynne? Have you seen that? It's an Answer sex game. It also tells teachers to hold their nerve, okay? The legislation in place, the documents say that the primary school doesn't have to do it unless they choose to, okay? But the legislation starts from age 3. The 2010 document wants sex education from birth. They want kids sexually stimulating, pleasure, consent. Those are paedophile policies, Lynne, from PIE. Paedophile information exchange, all right? So do not call us liars when our children are at risk here. Stupid, we are not. You've pulled the wool over our eyes long enough, and now we're coming back. We are coming back with evidence, and I hope to God every one of your constituents sees all this. And this is a message to them. Go on the group, guys. Education, our say, our way. All the evidence is there. The screenshots to the government correspondence is there. The freedom of information requests are there. And if you would like original copies yourselves, please get in touch. Send us your email address. This information isn't ours, it's yours, okay? Because you've got a duty of care to the children in this country. Lynne Neagle might not take this serious, but we sure to hell do. I'll see you in court, Lynne, okay? With our evidence of your lies.